So I put out a community post last night, basically asking you guys what teams you would recommend for supports only. They could be really strong teams, really fun teams, weird teams, doesn't matter. I just wanted some team suggestions. And I got a good couple of team suggestions. So today I'm going to be running through them. There's about 4 or 5 of them. I was originally going to do this as a whole separate video and do like one team per video, but I figured I'd just do all of the teams in one video. They don't need to be super well built. I can just go to like level 80 with all the characters and decent talent level, okay artifacts, that sort of stuff. And then if I enjoy one of the teams or one of the teams is really strong, then I can hyper focus on that team in a separate video and fully build them and max them out. So the first team I'm going to try is something I've already dabbled with a little bit before, and that is a DPS Seat Lali. Now, for this team, obviously, we're going to use Seat Lali. We are also going to be using Bennett, as well as Farina and Jean, which is at level 80, so that's fine. As I said, I have dabbled with this team before, so I sort of know what I'm expecting. But last time I did this, I think I was using Shalonen. I can't quite remember. So let's just quickly run over the characters, make sure everyone's built. Seat Lali is level 90. She's running the Wid Sith. She is running Obsidian Codex. I'd assume that they are okay-ish. I mean, they're not incredible, but they are indeed something. So I guess it'll work. C0 with, it doesn't matter about that, 8 and 8. So she has only 850 attack, which is not great. 33 to 212, that 33 does go up a little bit with this. Bennett is just his sort of normal build, noblesse obliged. He's C6, talents are okay. I have him on Skyward Blade. We have Farina on Golden Troop. I could run her another set to buff damage because Golden Troop doesn't really buff damage, but it does increase Farina's damage, so that is fine. I'm sort of looking at overall team damage, not specific characters. She is C2. She has 499 for the talents, running her signature weapon. Very well built. My Farina, 71 to 201, 42,000 HP. And then finally we have Jean, which is definitely not well built because I have not used her. But Favonius will be fine. Talents are actually more leveled than I expected. And artifacts, we just want Viridescent. So there is our Jean now with 19,000 HP. That's awfully low, but it's fine. 1600 attack. I could probably change that with other stuff. She is running a healing bonus circlet, which will work for the time being. Don't really have anything else. It's solid. It'll do. So let's go see how this team functions. We are going to be running all of these against Masanori because he has like no resistances and is easy to run. So I'm not going to be messed up with any resistances or any extra damage coming from like a boss's buff or something. Farina to Farina's little guys. We'll do Jean, boom, boom. Do a Bennett. I know we want to use Seat Lali's skill before we do her burst. And we use her burst. Hits. That must have been like 36k, which is not very much, but she's up to 73 crit rate, which is better. And we hit 84,000. Okay, not bad. I definitely have seen better. So if you want to see us do damage, go check out the DPS Seat Lali video. Otherwise, I am going to move on to the next team. Okay, so the next teams that I've seen some comments about is burning sort of teams. There are 2 different ones, so I'm going to try them both. The first one is a Baiju on-field burning or whatever that team is with Hydro and burning. So Toma, which could be interesting. Farina, and then a Hydro or Dendro Flex. Now, this team could be interesting. Farina is already good. Nahida is fine. Good stuff. She should be relatively built. 1000 EM is good. You probably are not built. Yes. Now, I have no clue what I'd want to run for stats for this team, but I'd assume, seeing as it is a Dendro-focused team, probably some EM and damage stats. Maybe Gilded Dreams, possibly? Well, I just rolled an absolutely incredible piece. I have no clue if we want to run Dendro damage, but I'd assume so, because Baiju is going to be a bit of an on-field Dendro, so I'd assume Dendro damage. And this is quite nice. Elemental Mastery and double crit. That's a pretty nice piece. So we did have Gilded Dreams 4-piece. That's interesting. So have a look here. What looks off to you? Did you see anything off? I'll give you a few seconds here. If you said the feather, you'd be right. This feather looks like it should be on the Gilded Dream set. It fits the theme of Gilded Dreams perfectly. That, however, is not a Gilded Dreams feather. This one is. I thought I had a really good build going, but I don't have a Gilded Dreams feather. Okay, well now we're on Gilded Dreams. I don't imagine Baiju's kit's too great. I probably should level this up considering he is going to be on field. You can have Mapper. Now, what's your build? Okay. Well, that's not incredible, but he does have 500 EM. I guess we could just see what happens. I don't really know what to expect, but I'll see what happens. And then our other character we have is Toma, which could cause some serious problems. Well, I have been meaning to build Toma, so I should probably actually go build Toma. There is also one other problem with this video, which is nothing really to do with the actual video itself. It's more to do with my poor planning. And that is the fact that I have left this video so incredibly late, so I need to record and edit and post it tonight. So I probably will not be able to spend a whole ton of time on everything, which is precisely why I'm not spending a whole ton of time or effort on each team. I'm just getting them to an acceptable level and then leaving it there. Well, I have just noticed a small problem with leveling up Toma, and that is that we do not have enough of these, probably. Yeah, no, we will not have enough of them. And as I said, I do need to do this kind of quickly. So, level 70 will probably be the max for now. Now, your stuff, I should also probably level up, but I don't have anything. And that's on open today. Okay, this is going great. Well, it looks like I will be barely using Toma this time. Okay. Well, ignore the build because it's not very good. But there is a Toma build. He has 30,000 HP, which I guess is okay. So let's go see what he does. Okay, damage. 3k, 1700. I'm seeing some 5ks there. This Farina's just kind of destroying the boss. Yeah. I am 100% sure that could do a lot more damage. But Baiju is not greatly built, nor is Toma. I mean, I didn't mind it. I do like these kinds of teams. I could probably mess around with it a little bit more, but I need to build Toma first. I'm sorry to whoever suggested that team because I just made that look horrible. I am sure that team actually functions a little bit better than I just made it look. I wouldn't mind trying it out because I do like these sorts of teams. So I'm going to add this onto the list of teams I wouldn't mind trying. Now, the next team, which is actually sort of two teams, but they're kind of different, is on the same vein as this team. And that is a team with Toma again. We're going to run Cookie, Nahida, and then either Bennett, who will be on field, or Yao Yao. And in that case, Nahida would be on field. Although this team does encounter the same problem as we've had with the last team, and that is the fact that Toma is not even remotely built. Damn, okay. I'm already seeing some 21k overloads. Nahida died. That's great because I don't have any food. Okay, I'm going to go craft some food really quick. I mean, not craft food. I'm going to cook food. Last time I checked, you don't whip out a crafting table to cook food. Now, I think I am going to try this team, and the next team I'm going to try later. I'll probably do it in a video with the other team I just ran before, because all of these teams require Toma, and Toma is not built. So all of the Toma-based teams will get their own video in the future, probably. I just need to actually build Toma. Okay, so I have no clue what I'm doing for rotations, but I'd assume it would be something along the lines of this. And then we do Bennett, and we on-field with Bennett. Let's have a look. Well, I am seeing some okay damage, some 21Ks from Overload, which is pretty good. Not seeing a whole ton of burning damage, to be fair. And Cookie died again, okay. But as I said, I'm going to probably try this team in a future video once I can actually build Toma here. So I am not actually going to try that second team, which was basically this team, except we swapped Bennett out for Yao Yao, and then we had Nahida on field. Because, yeah, Toma's not built, so we're not really seeing much out of him, and he dies too quickly. And I do want to try these out in a separate video, because I don't mind burning teams. They're pretty fun, but Toma isn't built, and a lot of them do require Toma. So we will leave the burning teams there, and we'll move on to the next team, which I did see quite a few people suggest, and that is a DPS Lan Yan variant. Actually, no, wait, I just read through. There was another team that involved Toma, which is a Lan Yan team as well. That one had Nahida, Toma, Kokomi, and Lan Yan. Again, I will probably run that in a team when I actually have Toma built. So now let's have a look at the other Lan Yan team, which I am actually excited to try because I do like DPS Lan Yan. And for the teammates, it will be Lan Yan with Benny Boy. We will have Farina and we will have Raiden. Bennett, Farina, and Raiden are already fully built, so I don't need to worry about them at all. We ignore the fact that Raiden has 0 elemental mastery. She will not need it in this team. The main problem is going to be Lan Yen, which shouldn't be too bad, but we do want to get her on a relatively decent build. So we want just a bunch of attack and a bunch of EM. I'm probably going to run Mappa because elemental mastery, a little bit less, actually quite a bit less than sacrificial, but the passive is a little bit better, and it just depends on what I can get artifact-wise. Now, I'd assume we want to run Viridescent, and we just want as much EM and attack as we can get while still maintaining a solid crit ratio. I'd also probably say we want to run attack percent Goblet. I could be wrong, but I think most of Lan Yen's kit, we just want a bunch of EM and attack, which we are certainly good on the attack, not so much the EM, so I might actually swap her over to this Sacrificial Fragments. Might be a little bit better. It will now bump her up to 328 EM, which is okay. 1900 attack, so attack does go down quite a bit, but that's fine. It's sort of, I feel like it's balanced-ish kind of stats. We have all of her talents at level 6. That's fine for now. She is Constellation 0. And what is her crit ratio? 40 to 160. I guess that's okay. It could definitely be better, but let's just kind of see what happens. I do quite like DPS Lan Yen. I have done a video, I think, on my main account with her. So I am looking forward to this team, and I do want to build Lan Yen as well. She is another character that I do quite want to build, but I do need to level her up a little bit more. Now, I feel like this team is going to be very, very hard carried by Raiden and Farina. And then we get in his ring, we do that, and then we do that. And then we just do normal attacks. And I'm seeing actually quite a decent amount of damage. I don't think a lot of it's coming from Lan Yen. There was quite a few numbers. I feel like I'm going to have a lot of videos planned because all of these teams are actually kind of fun. So that's good, because I was running out of content ideas. Looks like I'll be building a bunch of characters recently. I just need to get her first, which is going to open the door for even more characters I could mess around with, because plunge attack is very, very fun. I really want to build a plunge attack Seat Lali at some point, but I need Xian Yun for that, and we're getting there, but that video is pushed back quite a bit because I have no pulls. Yet again, I will be adding this team to the list of teams I would like to mess around with in the future. Now, there is 2 other teams I would like to try in this video. There is another team that someone commented, which is a DPS Barbara team. The team that they suggested was more based around Electrocharge, which is very difficult with this account. But my Barbara is level 80, so I do want to build DPS Barbara because that is like a Genshin classic. That's an OG silly build, and I would like to do that at some point. But we will have to get around to that because I don't really have anything in terms of levels for Barbara. She's kind of underleveled, and I have no clue how I would build her because Electrocharge, while is a very, very fun reaction and I love it, well, we don't have very many Electro characters. We have Raiden, Dori, we have Cookie, we have Kujo-Sara, and we have Ian-san. So really our only good options like off-field Electro would be like Kujo-Sara. She can do good damage a bit. Maybe some Cookie, but like she doesn't have very consistent application for an Electrocharge team. So while I would love to build DPS Barbara, I just don't really know how I'm going to do that for the time being. So let me know in the comments what you'd recommend for DPS Barbara builds. But that's a team that I'm not even going to bother testing because I know I want to build that team. I just don't know how for the time being. But now we are on to the last 2 teams that I have been recommended to try. The first team is, surprisingly, actually I didn't expect to see this, it's a DPS Sayu. And this is the team where people were suggesting I use Ian-san. I cannot use Ian-san, so I will be substituting Ian-san out with Bennett for the time being. It's not great because Sayu does move around a lot, which is why Ian-san is good because Ian-san buffs that kind of stuff. But I can't really use her unless I just want to accept that she's not leveled and call up that, which to be fair I might use because Bennett's literally going to be impossible with a DPS Sayu. For the other characters in the team, we'll be using Farazan and Farina. I will see what I can do with her, which will probably only be level 50 to be fair. We're going to have a massive problem with level up books. Oh no, we can go level 60, or we might be able to. Okay, we can. I'm going to need to farm so many level up books right now. That's fine though. Level 60 is okay. That's acceptable for the time being. Let's level up your stuff. I'd assume we want to do burst and skill. I have no clue how you work, so I should probably look at that. Well, it kind of looks like you just want to level up a burst similar to Bennett. I think she functions very similarly. I can't English today. You know the word I mean. Very similar to Bennett. So I think we just use a burst and boom damage. I don't know, but Cheers, C2. That's something. She also does scale, I'm pretty sure, all on attack. So for weapons, we want attack, and I'm assuming ER. So I could just go with something basic like the catch, I guess. And then for artifacts, I'd say pretty easy, Scroll of Cinder City. I actually have some really decent pieces in here. Some really nice attack percent double crit pieces. Because all of the Scroll of Heroes of Cinder City, whatever this piece is called, I've all just kind of been farming for Shalonen, and that's all just being defense-based. So this is the first time I'm actually leveling up a set that I want attack-based. And my goodness, do we actually have some really nice pieces in here. Yeah, okay, we're just going to ignore that piece. Just, you don't see that. Just don't look at it. It doesn't exist. Don't worry. I have no artifact level up stuff, so I can't level up anything else. 2000 attack, 27 to 108, 160. You know, I guess it works. So let's see how DPS Sayu functions. I actually need to level up stuff for Sayu because she is not leveled up and I have none of them. We can get them both up to level 3. Okay, yeah, that's going to be so good. I guess we could also use this. I don't really need the ER, but it does increase attack, so it could work. Actually, that'll be a lot more because I've done quite a bit of the Melozine stuff on this account. I don't know if you could tell how much I've done, but I feel like I have done a decent amount, so that might be better actually. And then for artifacts, I would say Viridescent and just as much crit as I can possibly stack on her. Yeah, okay, so we're just going to ignore that because these are literally like the best Viridescent pieces I've got. If I can see her hit like, I don't know, 1 or 2k, I might consider building it in another video as well. Oh yeah, and there's also the fact that our Farazan is not C6 yet. She's 1 away from C6, but she's not C6, so we're not getting C6 Farazan buff, which is not helping anything. Okay, everything is up. Let's see what happens. If I'm being completely honest, I don't expect much. But let's see. I saw like 5k there, I think. 6? Okay, hold up. Wait a minute. Farina absolutely just destroyed it, which is to be expected. But I saw some like 5 or 6Ks for this build, and the fact that she only has level 3 talents and stuff. It's not horrible. I reckon it would be more fun against multiple enemies because you do this, you could hit a lot of different enemies. So I reckon it would be more fun doing it that way. I might consider trying that team in the future, but it's going to need a lot of work because I'm going to need a lot of these. But I don't mind it. Also, Yansun's actually kind of fun, and I think she did quite a good amount of stuff because Farina just removed its HP bar. Like, his health just disappeared. So Yansun must be doing something pretty crazy. Now, that is most of the teams except for one, and this is the team I want to try the most. That is why I've left it to the end, and that team is none other than a DPS Shalonen, which I actually do kind of want to try because I reckon it could be fun. Now, for this, we want to run, obviously, Shalonen with Farina and Goro, who at least is level 80. That's good. I mean, I did do a video getting basically all of the characters up to level 80. It's only the characters I've got after that video that aren't at level 80. Not actually too sure, but I think Yunjin, because she buffs normal attacks and Shalonen is doing normal attacks. In terms of the actual build itself, Farina can stay how she is. Goro is not even remotely built, but we just want to stack defense on him, so it shouldn't be too bad, I guess. Chuck him on Favonius. Yeah, sure. I'm just going to steal all of Shalonen's pieces because I'm not going to need them for DPS Shalonen, that's for sure. And they are all centered around defense, and that's all Goro wants. So Shalonen's pieces it is then. Please level 80 as 1600 defense. I guess that's okay. Yunjin, you also just want defense. Well, good luck with that because I have nothing, but you can go on Noblesse, I guess will work. That has a lot of defense. It is definitely not the best, but it is something. I mean, to be fair, all of the pieces have an absurd amount of defense already on them. They are HP main stat, which is incredibly useless. Yeah, no, this isn't going great, I must say. Again, just ignore everything with this build because it's not great. What we want to focus on now is Shalonen, who we are going to run as DPS, so crit damage is what we would like. And for your build, I'm pretty sure we want to see Obsidian Codex. There we go, Obsidian Codex. It's something, I guess. Talents are fine except for the normal attack, which I am going to need to level up because she is main DPS. And that's going to be a problem, but level 6 will be fine. C0, she has 1000 defense still, 44 to 187. I don't know what I'm doing, but I mean, I guess this could work. I have seen a few DPS Shalonans and they look kind of fun. Well, let's see what happens, shall we? 11k, 13k, 16k, 10k. Yeah, okay. 13k again. There's no healing and we die very quickly. So it might be in my best interest to swap someone out. But there was some 13ks in there, which honestly is not bad. I feel like I could definitely fix a couple things with the team. Again, I would like to hear your guys' opinion on this build and what I could change with it. But I do quite enjoy it. Okay, so let's do the last run for the day. I am just looking at absolute maximum Shalonan burst damage. Don't know what to expect, but we will see. Boom, maybe do her skill, get some stuff up. Boom, burst. Was that 48k? Jesus, okay. And that did like a couple hits of it, I think, as well. Well, I'm definitely going to be trying DPS Shalonan a little bit more, because that is surprisingly good. Well, yet again, that team's being added to the list of future builds I would like to put more investment into. And with that, that is all of the teams that you guys have suggested I try out. I am actually pleasantly surprised with all of your builds. There are actually some really, really fun teams in there that I would love to try out. Specifically this DPS Shalonan. I do feel like with a bit more investment, it could be a really, really fun team. It wouldn't work in Abyss, unfortunately, because we need Farina for the Raiden Shogun team. But for just a fun team I could mess around the overworld, if I'm doing like 48k now with whatever the hell this build is, then I could be doing some like 50 or 60ks with a proper build and with Goro and Yunjin actually built as well. So I am definitely going to try this out. As for the other teams, they were all very, very fun as well. I don't think any are going to be like super Abyss ready teams. I mean, some of the Lan Yen teams could be good, but they all involved Farina. The only teams that didn't use Farina were the Toma teams. So I didn't really get a good test of those teams just because Toma isn't built and I don't really know what I'm doing with them. So they are definitely going to be a team I'm going to work on a little bit more because I do need to get Toma built properly and I'm going to spend a lot more time working specifically on those teams because I don't use Farina, and if they can do more than 30k or so, I can't quite remember what the Hyper Bloom team is doing, but if they can do some good damage, then it will be a better substitute for the Hyper Bloom team, which I do find to be a little bit inconsistent sometimes, and I noticed that that's the team that's holding me back the most from Abyss. So thank you to everyone who left a comment on that community post. Obviously, community posts don't get as many views as a YouTube video, so leave more team suggestions in the comments, strongest teams, weird teams, funny teams. I will be happy to try them out in my own time, and if I enjoy them, I will make a video on it. And with that being said, I think that's all I can do today. You guys made some fun teams. I love trying out teams, and I'm probably going to do a whole separate video on all of these teams whenever I don't have any other videos planned, and if I can get all the stuff for it. So, hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this video, go check out the DPS Lali video that I have built previously. It was with a slightly different build than I messed around with today, but it has done the biggest damage on this account. And with that being said, I will see you all next time. Goodbye.